Today we just have a CDE update. We're going to talk about class instance reports, the remaining conferences, and do some networking. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about the FAQs that are out there and some links to industry credentials that you can find online. So there's not anything new here, but there's a lot of things that are coming due April 30th. Third quarter data, the data integrity report, expenditure claim report, the implementation survey. Have any of you yet received the implementation survey? It's coming through CASAS, and I thought it would already be out there. Oh, Portia just found the implementation survey on the website. Okay, so go to the CASAS website and check it out. The plan is due. We're going to talk a lot more about that later on today. The plan will be emailed directly to CDE. I'm sure you all have that website. The CDE website is at the bottom of this page, and you should have all gotten a copy of these slides. So that's where you will email your plan on the 30th. 30th is also the last day you can do anything with your civic objectives and additional assessment plans. Oh, I don't know if any of you need to see this class instance report information. At first, there was a lot of blank stares. How in the world are we going to document this EL Civics and training class in the same, working the same way, and how will it be tracked? So this information is out there to help with that. There are 3 different scenarios for your class instance reports that tell us whether or not you're doing training. In the first instance, you're just doing EL Civics classes without CTE, and that's what you've been doing all along. You've been marking ESL under instructional programs, and you've been marking 243 under the pull down under focus area at the very bottom. If you are going to offer a training class with your EL Civics at your site, that's the next scenario, and that's just in the instructional programs. You mark both ESL, ELL, and career and technical education under programs. Then under special programs, you choose integrated education and training. And as usual, you pull down the focus area of IEL. Well, I guess we were saying IELCE, but same thing. It's optional, but you can create a separate TE class instance for CTE classes but that is optional. The third scenario is if you're coordinating with somebody else, with an adult school and community college or some other type of workforce program. It's just a little bit different. You just select for instructional program ESL, ELL, the same thing for integrated ed and training, the focus area, and then you have to use the class notes to designate exactly what training class your students are accessing and from what place. The difference is you can create a TE class instance for that off-campus class. This is a reading scale score ranges chart that I think you've all seen, before. I didn't mean to move from it, but are there any questions about this? Conferences, there are not many left. Of course, the Summer Institute is highlighted. If I know that this poster session deal is going to be was supposed to be due April 1st. I'm sure that it will be accepted, but if you let me know, I'll try to run interference. I hope we get a lot of poster sessions giving us examples of the education and training concurrent information. That will be helpful to all of us at the Summer Institute. Conferences, we still have CATISO regionals, both in San Diego and in Santa Rosa. Fresno, May 3rd through 5th, the CCAE conference is going to go on, and again, the Summer Institute. For those of you that came in late, if you need to see the class instance information or have questions, I'm going to take some time for that at the end. Jackie wants us to go back, and Elisa doesn't mind. Good. I'm going to do it. We won't spend it. Well, it doesn't take a lot of time. If you're trying to get your combined concurrent EL Civics and training into the computer, into the TE, this is what you've always been doing right here, choosing EL Civics and the focus area. This one is if you're offering a TE training, a training class and an EL Civics class concurrently, you check training. So if you have a training class and an EL Civics class concurrent to get all the money you can get from 243, you put in instructional program, you put both ESL, ELL, and career and technical education. Then you mark integrated education and training under special programs. You do use the fold down focus area at the end of the page, and you also can create a separate TE class instance for your training program that's in your site. You don't have to, but you can. But if you're working with another agency, and for example, you're doing, an adult school is doing the EL Civics, and a community college is offering the career class, the training program, it's a little different. You don't mark career and technical in instructional programs. You mark it as a special program. You choose 243, and then you use the class notes at the bottom to document the class that the students are going to, all the information about the class, place, time, etc. You also can create a separate TE class instance for that training class that is not in your agency. Okay? That's been a big question. The other question that I think everybody needs to know, the implementation survey, most everyone had not seen it, and Portia, it came out of CASAS, not CDE, and Portia gave us the URL so that you can look that up, and I put it back on the screen. So if you can, it's on the CASAS website under Training and Support, CASAS Peer Communities, California Accountability, etc. So that is due on the 30th, and it's one of the extras that are due on the 30th of April. I would just like you to share the career pathways that your agencies are using or developing. So we have business office, childcare, pharmacy tech, bookkeeping, accounting, personal care aid, business and allied health, pharmacy tech, medical billing, coding, and medical assisting, um, again, medical, business, childcare, health fields, information technology. Okay. So from the South, I got a lot of things like auto body and welding and those types of programs. So I think we're going to cover a pretty wide gamut. The other piece that I'm really interested in hearing from you is the fourth bullet. Which services? Because this is going to be written up in the plan. Career counseling, navigation services, placement, retention, has your agency made available to students? Okay, Alisa says, our in-house counselor as well as the CC counselors and outreach specialists. Portia says, extensive student support services, adult ed counselor, community colleges counselor, 2 student support technicians, 1 career planning and preparation coordinator. That sounds great. Jackie says in-house counselor, El Camino Community College, local workforce, one-stop employment centers, etc. I'm not going to even try the reflection. I do want to go on to the FAQs. Have you looked at the FAQs? Yes or no? I'll go quickly over what's here now. I talked to Shimseng about coming to this meeting. He asked me to ask you for your questions. I think then he would add them to the FAQs. So he asked me to send any questions that came up. But if you have questions you think need to be added to these, if you'll send them to me, I will get a hold of him and perhaps we'll have better updated FAQs. This is what I have, and I'm just going to zip through it really fast. Do the programs need coordination? Yes. A single set of learning objectives, I think, is the key to that question. And that really shows that the 2 programs are coordinated. So that's something that we will be looking for when we read the grants. This one was about senior citizens, and yeah, they can be in the program. They should not be excluded, but they're of course not going to count for dollars. All students co-enrolled is the question in the next one. All the students in the class do not have to be co-enrolled, but they need to have access to the training. There's no particular percentage. Are these the things you guys have seen? If a student has a job that provides training, do we get credit for that? And the answer is only if there's coordination. Single set of objectives again. This is one that I wondered if you have the information you need about what constitutes an industry recognized credentials. Have you seen this website? It seems like this is one that would be really helpful. It's a searchable California industry credentials database. You can download a list of credentials from community colleges and adult ed. If you do not have this, here are the URLs for that sheet that I was showing you, and then it's actually all you need is the first one, because then you can just double click and get the information from the others. But I thought this type of information might be helpful when you're writing a plan. Going back, I think the use of funds was a question not too long ago. It's really clear. You can use that money, that's the $30,000. You can use it for personnel, activities, and supplies necessary to produce the plan or to implement the program. This money is only available this year It doesn't carry over. So that's an important point. It may or may not exist in the future. Leverage, how do we leverage funds? It's important that you can work with others, people that are funded by Perkins, et cetera, and other WIOA partners. If we have no intention of having any students earn Section 243, do we still have to tie into workforce to get the double dollar sign? And the answer is yes. If an agency provides an opportunity for students to continue to a workforce training course with lessons learned, are we able to get the 243 $2 sign? This is something we thought we might be able to do in the beginning, but the answer is no. It has to be a part of the career pathway. I'm not going to go through any more of those questions, but check on those. They're helpful and give us the CDE absolute answers. If there are no other questions, that's all the information I have to share. The actual April slides are not out yet. I will be meeting with you again 24th and 25th, I believe, of April. And what I'm hoping for is as much information as possible to help you write this plan. Well, thank you all for coming. I hope there was something of value for you here today. All right, bye-bye.